What's going on, everybody in the sponsorship world? Nick Lawson here with Squad Sports. We did episode 1 earlier this week. Episode 2 of the sports sponsorship restart activation series starts now. For those of you who don't know, based on episode 1, what we're really trying to do here is give you some activation ideas as sports restart. And I think the big thing to start off here with is you don't have to be, let's say that pro team that is actually restarting. You can actually be the, sorry, I'm just getting the comments ready here for my phone, but you can actually be the minor league team that actually takes advantage of this restart as well. So it's not just for major league teams, it's also for minor league teams. As we go through this, keep that in mind. Don't tune out if you're a minor league team. You can absolutely do this as these games get restarted. As always, shoot comments or questions in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them as I'm going through it. But again, I'm going to be going through an activation that is going to be great for you. It's nothing crazy, but I'm actually going to go through the tactical pieces of how you can actually do a pre-game digital stream to your fans, actually using a program like what I'm using, which is StreamYard. So as we get going here and get started here, we always like to start off with the problem here. The problem we're solving with a pre-game sort of stream for our sponsors is this. We're not going to have fans in the stands 30 minutes before the game starts. That's going to be, a huge amount of inventory loss. We have boothing, we have, coupon handing out, we have scoreboard reads. We're going to be losing all of that inventory. The goal here today is to kind of make good on some of that inventory with a pregame stream that's going to be, Facebook, even LinkedIn Live, if you wanted to go that route, as well as YouTube to get that going. So again, as we think about the problem so that we can create an activation that's going to solve it, we're losing almost 90 minutes, sometimes 60 minutes, sometimes even just 30 minutes, but we're losing time pregame, which we use in sponsorship to really grab those fans and bring them in to really get them activating. So the campaign is this. We're going to create I'm going to show you how to do a pregame live stream segment for your fans, how to kind of structure it, and then some benefits for how fans can even watch it on their television sets and not just, excuse me, on their computers. Again, as we chatted about, it's going to replicate that in-stadium pregame experience and the inventory that we've lost there. It's going to pull fans into your connection with your sponsors. We have to remember, if you're restarting a game, that's going to be viewed and engaged and consumed with on a broadcast, on a CBS, on a Fox, on ESPN, whatever that may be. Those aren't your sponsors, right? We need to create inventory that's going to force you to connect with our sponsors as we get this going. And the third thing is going to be, let's integrate some engaging contests, right? Let's not just do the awareness piece, although that's extremely important. In the same way, if a sponsor is paying for a booth, they're expected to engage one-on-one with that. Let's bring some in-game engagements, activations, contests to help drive some leads and that one-on-one connection with the brand. So kind of looking at this, the last one we did, we really focused on couponing, just because, that was what that segment and that activation was really going to help with. This time we're looking at more of the longer scale, higher purchase, I would say, kind of activation. So we're looking at airlines. As we look at airlines, syncing up with safety education and top of mind awareness. We're trying to get airlines back in a place to where people feel safe traveling with them. Here's some assets we can do that to have the airline get the top of mind when people do start traveling. For our airline partners, also collect some leads with some of those activations to be able to get that pipeline for them when things really start rocking and rolling. For auto, we usually just bring the car into the pregame, roll it onto our concourse, have fans interact. We're gonna, for them, it's gonna earn some awareness, reach, and leads if added activation for them, just as if they were boothing kind of within that pregame segment. It's going to be key. Telecom is another big one that I think sometimes people forget about. Those companies always want to be with something that you can live stream, especially on your phone, because it really helps tell that story of why you're using their network, right, or their phone device. So awareness and really syncs with the mobile stream messaging that you're able to put in there. Maybe the entire thing is brought to you by telecom. And then financial services are always looking for awareness and trust. This is a great way to kind of build that awareness, that trust with some of the segments that you can do and really bring those sponsors into that fold. So again, last week we focused on couponing. This week, there is ability to do some couponing here, but we're looking for those higher purchase point sponsors, those more trust building B2B or service sponsors that we're going to engage with here. So step one is pick a live stream program. We like StreamYard. This is done on StreamYard. All our live segments are done on StreamYard. Extremely easy, has a studio. It only costs $30 a month. Allows you to stream to Facebook Live, YouTube, LinkedIn, I think even Twitter as well, in one segment. So if I wanted to, I could stream this to YouTube as well. And we'll talk about this later, but you're really going to want a platform that can stream to all three at the same time. So we're not forcing our fans to choose where they're going to be sort of engaging with or what platform. Some people like Facebook Live more. Some people are going to be reached more on YouTube. Some people are maybe even on LinkedIn and be reached more. I'm intrigued on the LinkedIn piece to bring that into to fold with your pregame segment, especially if there's financial, sponsors there. Step two is going to be creating a pregame program. You definitely don't want to go up on a live stream and just wing it, right? You want to actually create a pregame program, opponent analysis, player lineup, pregame meal that maybe one of your restaurant partners does. I'll show you our Dunkin' race, but a great digital activation to pull fans in and have them actually engage with that pregame as you do in your stadium. Tweet of the game, alumni Q&A to have them come in. As you saw with our morning coffee, you can actually bring people kind of into the segment with that, stat of the game, and then celebrity prediction. With this restart, we got to pull out all our cards. Again, we're trying to remake the assets that we lost, and especially for our pregame, we're trying to remake those assets as well. So step two is really creating a pregame program and lineup for your content that then, with step three is tying the sponsors into that broadcast where there's authentic connection. So opponent analysis brought to you by financial services, right? Diving deep into analysis of what opponent, what players, all of that. Great for financial services, building trust, building awareness within them, maybe tying in a tweet to give your analysis, or send in this video with the hashtag, tag the financial institution with your takes. Great way to build that engagement and interaction with them. Player lineup may be brought to you by a telecom company. Pre-game meal. You could even have a restaurant pop in, with Yardstream, you can actually do a live stream. You can tell them just to do it from their phone. So you could even have a restaurant, owner in their restaurant saying, hey, look, here's our pregame meal that we're creating. We're actually making it right now. I'm going to show you, we're spinning pizzas. I'm actually going to show you how, how we've done it before the game starts. Make sure you order. If you're within, this many miles of the team, we'll get it out to you in 20 minutes right before, the game starts. Perfect way to tie in that segment. Perfect way to help drive sales for that partner. I'll show you in a second the Dunkin' race, but, activations that are really going to pull people in and get them to watch the stream is going to be a key piece as well. Tweet of the game, you can sponsor Q&A with an alumni. Maybe the alumni is, I'm thinking more minor league hockey or, but even pro teams. Let's say one of your alumni is over in France, right? What a great way to tie in an airline partner to say, hey, we're going overseas just like Alaska Airline does or United Airlines does, to be able to pull them in, tag them with travel, right? Get them to build some of that trust, with a Q&A with an old school alumni and really be able to build that in. That's going to be a key piece. If I was selling sponsorship, I would sell that for that segment. Stat of the game with a beer partner, Budweiser, Heineken, whatever that may be, tying it in with that piece, maybe doing a promotion of a buy one, get one free if this, if this player hits this stat. Is a great way. And then celebrity prediction with a car partner, again, building that trust. Celebrity prediction could be from the dealer. We've talked about this on analysis, but you could even have the dealer, again, pull up on their phone with this program StreamYard that I'm using and that I suggested and just say, hey, here's my prediction. And they can come on live at the dealership with the cars in the background and say, hey, here's my prediction, and hold their phone up. You don't have to set up this huge production thing. They can literally do it from their phone. So you can really build this for $30 a month. All of these activations, all of this branding, very, very easily for only $30 a month, kind of on your end. Getting into some of those activations, there's obviously a ton out there. You're probably doing some in stadium, but don't forget to pull those pregame activations that you've done into the live stream. We did this with the Dunkin' race and the Bulls. They actually did it on Instagram, pulled the video that they usually do during the game into their Instagram stories and played that. This is a great way to take that, maybe not put it on Instagram stories, but put it into the broadcast to have this Bulls race. Again, the Bulls do the Dunkin' race, third quarter, early fourth quarter every game. If you do anything pregame, if you do a scratch and win, a poll, a voting thing, a prediction thing, this is a perfect time to pull those people in and get them used to and familiar with your pregame again, right? Have them feel like they're a part of the system, and this is what it feels like to be actually at the game. Get some familiarity there. With our Bulls race or a Dunkin' race, it's web-based, no additional app. It's really easy to set up and customize. And I think the key thing here is, as we're sending offers, whether you're using us or another company, really think about, email and getting those offers out digitally. Obviously no touch, but you're able to send out a ton of offers easily that are going to lead to sales. Offers drive sales. A lot of partners are going to want a coupon on that side. So as we kind of look at that, again, our Dunkin' race is great. We have a trivia activation, scratch and win, all of that. But if you have pregame activations that you've used, especially digital ones like this, make sure you build that in. We want to bring fans back to the familiarity of engaging with our team and not being fine with watching the CBS, the NBC, the ABC, the ESPN production, the Fox production. We have a lot of inventory to make up. Let's pull everything back into fold for us as well. And the big thing here is don't just stream to one, stream to all three, stream to all four. Again, we're trying to pull fans in where they're most comfortable engaging with our segment, right? The easiest thing to do to watch the game is to watch it on television through the network. If we expect fans to have their phone out, sitting there on Twitter and watching this, watching live tweets come through and having to scroll, then we're not bringing it into their domain. We want to give fans the ability and offer them ways, multiple ways to engage. If a Facebook Live video popped up, I would watch it in a second. YouTube, I'm not on YouTube as much, right? But there are a ton of people who are on YouTube more. Your fans are the experts on how they like to consume. There's no reason why you should limit where you're streaming this. So stream on all three, stream on all four. I would even suggest getting on LinkedIn Live with some of the streams, especially with your company page. It's going to be a brand new segment or customer segment you can reach. But also, there's people who buy sponsorship, and they might see the stream and say, hey, you know what? I love how they integrated that in there. Let's jump on that. Let's message somebody. Let's get on that. So I think the big thing is don't just do it to one. Again, your fans are experts on how they like to consume their sponsorship. We usually don't pick one grocery store, right? Sometimes it's the closest, it's the most convenient. Sometimes it's the easiest for this product. Sometimes, for the streaming services, it's going to be which one's better on mobile because I'm sitting on a subway, or hopefully you're not on a crowded subway in today's pandemic, but we want to make it so that there's no reason for the fan to say, no, I don't want to engage with this. So stream on all three. Here's a little tip. Everybody talks about an OTT service and building one and creating one. To be honest, you do not have to build your own OTT service. Facebook has an OTT service. YouTube has an OTT service. They have apps on Amazon Fire, I believe Roku and Apple TV. What you can do is just train your fans to access your videos on their smart television through Facebook, through their YouTube, right? I'll give you an example. This was a Facebook Watch series, but I watched the entire Stephen Curry and Tom Brady, I forget what the segment was called, on my television through the Facebook app. That entire series, I binge watched it. And then that got me used to Facebook. And, the Portland Winterhawks are a team that I obviously follow. Next thing you know, Portland Winterhawks videos are popping up and I'm watching old school highlights. Now I've just built sort of a familiarity with consuming this and these activations and games on my television. I've just changed the entire pattern of how your fans can engage. So, before, let's take MLS, for example. Let's say before the game, MLS is doing some pregame, I don't know who's doing that, Fox or ESPN, but let's say MLS is doing some pregame stuff on ESPN. That's gonna be for the whole league. If I'm a fan and I wanna see the team's perspective, I just tell my fan, hey, if you have an Apple TV, go on the Facebook app, and our live stream will show up, and you can actually watch it on your television set. You don't have to have an OTT service. And this goes back to owning your distribution. How powerful is this when we do get games back to be able to do this and stream? How much more inventory does this build for us, where we don't even have to cut in our local TV partner, or maybe you don't even have a local TV partner. You can reach your fans locally by doing this. And again, this will cost you $30 a month with StreamYard. It gives you everything you need to do to totally and fully do that. So sorry, I'm just reading Kirk's message there. Is brands activation like these that confirm brands shouldn't fret? Sports are 365, not just at game. I'm guessing data shows fans are more, not less, engaged on mobile than before in the pandemic. You know, I don't know if that's the case, if they're more engaged on mobile. But again, what this does is, if they are, it pulls them in, right? If this pops up on their Facebook feed as a live thing, like, oh wow, this is the pregame, it's going to really pull them in. So I think you're totally right. Sports are 365. Why not do this in the off season? Why not do an every Thursday activation and stream like this, keeping your sponsors engaged? So again, kind of getting back to the no OTT cost service, piggyback off Facebook. You already do piggyback off Facebook for your videos. Just train your fans to consume these Facebook videos on your television. Next thing you know, fans will be engaging sort of with your content directly through their television. And if they're doing that directly through their television, you have them, right? That's way easier to kind of do and engage than, let's say, on your phone, where you have to have a second screen and all of that. So if we can build that habit with a fan in the pregame, it's 365. You can do a show whenever you want, because you've told fans, turn on your smart television, go to the Facebook app on that smart television, and watch out for our live stream at 6 p.m. You now own your own NBC, Comcast. You own your own cable channels. It's your distribution platform. So, you know, do not think, oh, this is going to be a second screen experience for you. You can build your own distribution channel. I don't care if you're junior hockey. I don't care if you're a junior college. You can build your own distribution channel locally, nationally, all of that. And it's going to drive Facebook likes for your page as well. Every time somebody tunes in, every time somebody likes, you know, your stream, it's going to show it to all of their distribution and network. This is really going to get you some users moving forward. So kind of going off of all of this, and for people jumping in, again, as a campaign to do a pregame kind of stream, the big thing here that it does for you is it's going to build your distribution channels. The more you can post this live stream on content on YouTube, the more people who are going to subscribe to your YouTube channel. That's only building up your assets. The second thing that it's going to do on Facebook is, the more people who see this live video and engage and comment with it, is going to share it with their friends. You're building your Facebook page. As you build that following, again, I don't care if you have 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, it's going to build it. It's going to grow it from 1,000 to 5,000, 5,000, 10,000. If you do this every single game, you're going to build your audience. This is probably the best growth hack you can do. And again, it'll take some time to coordinate this all and get the sponsors integrated and all that. But for $30 a month on StreamYard, you can build your pregame show that you post on Facebook, YouTube, any of those things, right? There's no reason not to do this, and it's going to build your social following. More followers, more leverage. More leverage on that side, more ability to sell more partnership. You can be a junior college, a junior hockey team with 1 million followers on YouTube, 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers on Facebook by doing this and giving that perspective. The second thing is, it pulls fans into connection with your sponsors. As we look at the Dunkin' race, right? Fans can't play Dunkin' race on the ESPN broadcast. And again, we're talking about our pregame here, right? With our pregame, kind of on that side, we're losing so much inventory. Pre-game scoreboard reads, boothing, all of that, right? We don't get that inventory back if we just tweet the game. We don't get that inventory back if fans only tune into ESPN to do this, right? What we really need to do is we need to pull our fans back into connection with our sponsors. And the only way to do that is to distribute content, a pregame show like that on our end. And a big way that's going to be to do that is going to be things like, if we did a Dunkin' race pregame, obviously we can't do a Dunkin' race on the ESPN broadcast of this, but what we can do is have fans come into our pregame show, watch on Facebook, and engage through our Facebook channel on that. When we did it with the Bulls through their Instagram channel, ton of success, right? More fans than ever engaging and playing. So that just opens it up to, again, we're putting our focus back on our brands, on our sponsors, and the reach on our sponsors, and not just relying on, we're going to do a sponsored tweet every time somebody scores a goal, or we're going to have a sponsor segment that is only going to be on the Twitter page and feed as it comes through. Pull people into a pregame broadcast. And again, as I talked about this with episode 1 of this series on the restart activations, we need to build an engagement habit each game. If we're going to have a month's worth of games to come back and activate with, we need to build a habit of fans engaging with our content pregame, our content halftime, our content postgame, our content during the game, each game. Fans need to know, hey, look, they always do a pregame live stream show on Facebook, and I love it. I'm tuning into that instead of finishing my binge watch on Netflix right up to kickoff, or instead of watching the entire league get talked about on ESPN. So the key thing for you is you want to build an engagement habit each game of connecting digitally with your team, because again, that's more views, that's more reach, that's more playing on your contests and activation. That means more value to your sponsors. That means they're more likely to say yes. And as Kirk kind of said in the comments here, sports is 365. You can, when games get back to normal, you can still do this Facebook pregame. And you'll know how easy it is. Your sponsors will know how easy it is, right? For the Winterhawks, they did a Facebook Live show before the playoffs for an entire series with Spokane last season. This year for the playoffs, they were going to do the same thing because it was really easy to set up. So for you, you need to use this to build an engagement habit each game, and this will absolutely forward into next year, next season, the off season, as a digital asset that you can engage with. So again, with this campaign, you can build your distribution channels. You're going to grow your reach. Everybody asks me, how do I grow my Facebook reach? This is a great way to do it. This is a great way to maximize that reach with this pregame live stream with your sponsors integrated. It's going to pull fans into connection with your sponsors, not ESPN sponsors, your sponsors. And then the third thing is going to be, it builds an engagement habit, bringing fans back each week. Those are the key benefits kind of for that campaign. And I've talked about this before, but I'm going to bring this up on every restart campaign. Every sponsorship package should be compared to this sponsorship level model, because digital ads are. Does the campaign have awareness? From that awareness, or watching the pregame, engagement, commenting on the pregame, purchase and action, winning a coupon or seeing an offer on that pregame, and actually taking action to purchase. And then again, the reason why digital contests are going to be so important is retargeting. How can we earn some leads, right, to be able to retarget those fans with some of our sponsorship messages afterward? The other key thing is, if you gain more followers, that's more people you can retarget, let's say with Facebook ads or messages after the game, or on a Tuesday after the game with sponsored messages. Brands are constantly looking for this funnel. How many people am I reaching? How many did they engage? How many bought? And then in today's day and age, how did I get them to come back and repurchase? This pregame live stream gives you the ability to reach every single one of these levels and come back. Whenever creating an activation, in my mind, when you find a place where it's stopping right after engagement, there's no call to action, so there's no purchase or action on that side, that's when you're going to lose, right? So we need to make it clear to our sponsor, look, you're going to reach this many people are going to play, this many people are going to watch for awareness, this many people are going to engage and play or comment on our activations, tweet us. Here's how many people are actually going to make a purchase, and here's that purchase point. Again, coupon, offer, whatever that is. And here's all the people we're able to retarget for you. This is key. I'm going to bring this up every single episode on this side, because this is a really, really key piece for as we build and think about these restart activations. So that's my activation for you. Again, stay tuned for more of these restart activations as we get closer. My biggest fear for the sponsorship industry is that we do not take advantage of this blessing we have of games coming back. Yes, they're not in our stadiums. Yes, they are not, in our domain. Yes, we're going to be able to grab a bunch of attention, but if we don't channel that attention directly toward our sponsors, then we're going to have a huge, huge problem. We're going to miss out on so much inventory that we could be really successful with. And again, this activation that I just went through of a pregame show will cost you $30 a month. $30 a month on Yardstream. You can run a pregame show that you put to Facebook for $30 a month. There's no reason that major league teams shouldn't be doing this on their Facebook Live. There's no reason that minor league teams shouldn't be taking advantage of the restarts as well if you're not playing. I'm thinking of minor league hockey. Minor league hockey teams, if your affiliate team or just any team is doing a restart, you need to have a live show. You lost a month's worth of activation around the shutdown for most teams. You need to be doing a live pregame show that's going to cost you $30 a month, and have people come on and talk about that, because it'll pull your fans into your domain, whether your team's playing or not. It'll pull fans into your domain, and that's sponsorship assets that are really going to deliver. We have $17 billion to make up in lost sponsorship revenue. We can't afford this opportunity to not do activations like this. That's my spiel for why you should be doing this. This is only episode 2. We're going to continue with this. My goal is to try to do two of these a week, probably on a Tuesday, in a Friday again. It's looking like Friday mornings when a lot of people are on here. So Friday morning, Tuesday and Friday morning, we'll be doing a new activation. My goal is to be able to help equip you with some of these digital assets and these ideas to kind of get you in the space to where you can have the confidence to sort of activate. So thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in, and thanks for the questions. I will be posting this on YouTube, so you'll see it. We'll actually make a landing page with all of these. In the meantime, keep pushing those limits within sports sponsorship.